Is Alberta looking to separate from Canada? If you have not subscribed to our channel, please proceed and do so now, so that we can continue to bring you similar content in the future. If Alberta were to separate from Canada, the implications would be far-reaching and multifaceted. Here's a breakdown of potential effects on culture, race relations, languages, and economy. Culture. Alberta's separation could lead to a divergence in cultural identity between the province and the rest of Canada. Alberta might focus more on its Western Canadian roots and conservative values, while the rest of Canada might continue to evolve with a more diverse and multicultural identity. The separation could also impact Canada's national identity, potentially leading to a re-evaluation of what it means to be Canadian. Race relations. Alberta's separation might exacerbate existing tensions between Indigenous peoples and the government. Alberta has a significant Indigenous population, and the province's separation could lead to changes in policies and funding for Indigenous communities. The rest of Canada might need to reassess its relationships with Indigenous peoples, potentially leading to increased efforts to address historical injustices and promote reconciliation. Languages. The status of English and French as official languages might be affected if Alberta, which is predominantly English-speaking, were to separate. Quebec might see this as an opportunity to further promote French as a primary language in Canada. Indigenous languages could face challenges or opportunities depending on the policies implemented by the new governments in Alberta and Canada. There are over 70 distinct Indigenous languages in Canada, and their preservation and promotion might require increased efforts from governments and communities. Economy. Alberta's separation would likely have significant economic implications for both the province and the rest of Canada. Alberta is a major contributor to Canada's GDP, primarily due to its oil and gas industry. The separation could lead to trade disruptions, economic instability, and potential losses for businesses and individuals. The rest of Canada might need to diversify its economy and find new ways to generate revenue, potentially leading to increased investment in sectors like technology, renewable energy, or manufacturing. Impact on Quebec. Quebec might view Alberta's separation as a precedent for its own aspirations of separation. However, Quebec's situation is distinct due to its unique cultural and linguistic identity. Quebec might use Alberta's separation as leverage to negotiate greater autonomy or changes to the Canadian Constitution, potentially leading to a more decentralized federal system. Global perception. The world would likely view Alberta's separation with interest and caution. The United States, in particular, would be watching closely due to its significant trade relationship with Canada and potential implications for North American economic stability. Languages Unlimited, as a translation agency with clients in Canada, would need to adapt to potential changes in language policies and regulations. They might need to navigate new linguistic landscapes in Alberta and the rest of Canada, potentially leading to increased demand for translation services in specific languages. Potential scenarios. Alberta might become more closely aligned with the United States, potentially joining NAFTA or other regional trade agreements. The rest of Canada might focus on strengthening its relationships with other provinces and territories, potentially leading to a more integrated and cohesive national identity. Quebec might pursue greater autonomy or independence, potentially leading to a referendum or negotiations with the Canadian government. Ultimately, the implications of Alberta's separation from Canada would depend on various factors, including the terms of the separation, the policies implemented by the new governments, and the responses of Indigenous peoples, businesses, and individuals. The world would be watching closely, and the outcomes would likely be shaped by a complex interplay of domestic and international factors. What do you think if such a separation were to take place? Could Alberta survive as a country on its own, Or would it join the United States as the 51st state? If you are a Canadian, especially, we would like to hear from you in the comments section below. Even if you are not a Canadian, please let us know your opinion on such a potential move by Alberta. Please remember to subscribe to our channel for future videos similar to this one.